This is for you, Rachel, you big fat white bitch, ugly ass boy. All right, let's start this professionally. Welcome back to the Talking My Shit podcast. We have a very special guest in the building. We are wrapping up the podcast this year with a strong episode with a guest with a kind of smart guest. I think so. Let me let him introduce himself, man. Please make some noise for the homie, the politician, the Zodiac reader, Juan Garcia, man. What's up?
Yo, what's up, man? What's up? A lot smarter than Tony and Chins for sure.
A lot smarter than Tony and Chins for sure.
Yeah.
But they have papers though, and you don't. I don't.
Chill.
Hey, man. So I brought you on here because you said you'd pay me. Nah, but most.
Been a long time coming, man.
Nah. I brought you out here because you are, first of all, the homie. Me and you have a close relationship outside of clout, outside of this internet shit, if you will. You're one of the homies, you know. So right now you're making big moves, you know, for the Latin community, for the immigration community. So I want you kind of, before we get started, kind of introduce yourself. Let me know what is it that you do and what do you specialize in, man?
Yeah, so I mean, as of recently, I've been working for a campaign consulting firm, and we're doing different projects across the country right now. We're working around impeachment. We're in 6 different states right now trying to persuade senators to vote yes on impeachment coming up. And after that, I'll be moving out to Long Beach in California to work around...
Porn?
to do different projects there around voter registration.
Okay.
So...
That's
yeah,
cool.
man, it's been an exciting year thus far.
Okay, so you basically you helped with this whole impeachment shit, right? You're the reason this happened, basically.
I mean, Democrats.
Nigga say, yeah. You ain't do shit, bitch.
I mean, no,
What happened?
we've been organizing around like Republican states to get like members, to get Democrats to go out and attack, I guess, their Republican congressmen to put pressure on this whole movement that's been going on.
Okay, on this impeachment stuff. So
Yeah.
So right now, as of right now, Donald Trump has been impeached by the House of Representatives, right?
Correct.
So now, my first question, I guess, is he still the president of the United States?
Yes, he's still the president of the United States, and that is until the Senate impeaches or removes him, which could be in the next 2 months. Well, I mean, the trial can come forward in the next 2 months.
Okay. Is there anything scheduled yet for that to happen, or no, not yet?
No, we're just playing it by ear. I mean, we're waiting on Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to go through it and give us a final day or a set date for us to start organizing around that.
Okay. So right now, as far as like the Democratic Party or with the impeachment, what if people gained? Like, does it mean anything at all, or does it not? Because I feel like nothing has changed. A lot of people may say the same shit. I feel like nothing has changed, really. People are saying that he's still going to win. You know, I thought impeachment meant that you got fired right away. They made you pack your shit and you got the fuck out. But it looks like a little bit different now. So what exactly have we accomplished by impeaching him without the Senate stuff yet? You know, how far have we gotten right now? What have we done?
Well, I think it shows, I guess it's like people see it as a symbolism type thing where like,
Nigga, don't be using no big words on this podcast. You know we dumb as fuck. What the fuck does that mean?
It just shows the world that at the end of the day, there's a big number of people that don't want him in office.
Okay.
And it's just going to go down for the rest of the history that we took on the first steps to get him out of office. And it's going to go down in the history books. You know, our children are going to be learning about this. And then they're going to be asking us about Trump, and we're going to say he's an idiot, you know, at the end of the day.
Shit, yeah.
People are going to remember him by impeachment.
Yeah.
Just like people remember Clinton for impeachment when he was messing.
Yeah, he was getting his dick sucked, right?
yeah, he was messing with that intern there.
But is
Stafford.
that really like a L, or is that kind of like? Because I'd be like to be remembered as like the president that got his dick sucked. You know
Well, I mean, that's Clinton though. Like this dude really messed up. You know, he was using our tax money.
Yeah. So what is it? Yeah. What was the reason that he's impeached for? Because I don't know. You know, a lot of people say abuse of power, lying. Some people say the tax stuff. But in reality, I don't know what exactly the details or what exactly the case that was built upon that actually got him impeached. What was that?
So there were 2 things. The abuse of power you brought up, and then the second one is obstruction of justice. The first one was, our tax money goes to many different things. One of the things goes to aiding other countries for their security and stuff.
Right.
Allies and that kind of stuff. Our money, Congress passed a budget to send money to Ukraine for military aid to help them out. And once he saw Joe Biden enter the race, he asked them to start an investigation against them in order for him to use that in the 2020 campaign, which he used our money to his advantage so he can win the 2020 presidential election. And that's like
big no-no.
Yeah, that's a big no-no. I mean, he's using our money in order for us to get ahead, in order for him to get ahead and win. And then after that, when the whistleblower came out and started talking about what was happening within internal things, he basically told his staff, his White House people, cabinet, to not go to the Congress and testify against them. And that's when the second article of impeachment came through, and which is the obstruction of justice, telling folks not to
go against him.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you feel now? I'm here to play the devil's advocate, I guess, in a way, because I've done some research. Well, not really. I got friends that told me I got a lot of friends that are people that I know that are on conservatives, and they tell me kind of.
Who?
I can't jump no names, you know what I'm saying? But I got some conservative friends that kind of try to... Tony in the background talking shit. He don't even speak English that well, so he got headphones that are translating into his ears. Tony's outside McDonald's on Union celebrating the 3-year anniversary. No, but anyway, I have people tell me that... Biden also did something similar with the Ukraine. Biden, I heard that the company that Biden's son works for is being blamed for being corrupt or being accused of corruption. So they had an investigator trying to investigate the corruption within the company, and then Biden told the company, told Ukraine, if you don't fire that investigator, we won't release these funds, which is a lot similar to what Trump did. Is that something that actually happened, or is that just some made up shit?
I mean, not that I know. If it happened while he was in office, then that is definitely something to look into. But if he wasn't in office, it's kind of like, okay, he was a normal. I mean, he was like a former vice president, but if this happened while he was just being a normal citizen, like.
Well, I mean, that's what they were saying. It happened while he was in office. So should people backtrack and maybe investigate that, or it's already done? Let's just leave it alone.
No, they should definitely investigate.
You think so?
Yeah,
Do you? Sure. Okay.
No, I haven't. I have no knowledge in that, bro.
Okay. No, I was just double checking because a lot of people are like, well, the same shit that they're trying to. What? They're like the same shit they're trying to take down Trump for. The Democratic Party has also been doing. So I kind of wanted to see if you knew anything about that second situation, but of course, like all Democrats, you don't.
Man, both parties are playing scummy politics, and that's the sad truth. But I mean, we have to work in order to get this dude out of office.
Yeah. Is there anybody that you maybe not are recommending for me to vote for, but is there somebody that you are backing as of right now for the 2020 presidential election?
Man, I gotta go with my guy. I mean, he's polling low, but he's the only Mexican and Latino to be running in the presidential election. That's Juan Castro. But I mean, he's really low, and like Democrats won't even put him on the debate stage.
So he's not gonna win, basically.
It's gonna be hard, but I think he's lining himself up to be a vice president choice.
Okay.
And if Bernie and Warren pick him up, I don't know if Biden will pick him up, but it's between Warren, Biden, and Bernie. Between the three, I might have to go with Warren, bro. I know you say
Warren, Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
The female.
Yeah, the female, bro. She's strong, bro.
She's strong?
Yeah.
It's not like you trying to get pussy, boy. You clouding this bitch up. Nah, but Elizabeth Warren. So, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I've never sat down and actually watched a Democratic debate or a Trump rally or anything like that of that nature. I kind of just, I've never really voted. I know it's fucked up to say, but.
Bro, you had a whole a yard sign for a politician in your crib. Remember I put one up?
Yeah, because you told me, hey, if I put this up, I'll give you an eighth. And I was like, No, I'm just kidding. But I was supporting you as a friend, But I, as of right now, I want to register to vote. I want to help the country steer into the right direction, and I that's why I'm bringing you on so you kind of explain this politician shit to dummies. So now you're telling me to back up Elizabeth Warren.
I'm not telling you, bro. Do your own research. It was hard at the beginning because there was like 20 candidates. Now it's more like more specific candidates. But I mean, people should do their own research. And I could have more information on that, on Elizabeth Warren specifically. But
what about you personally? Is your goal to elect the correct presidential candidate into office, or just to get Trump out of office? What is your main goal?
From the get-go, man, it's been my main thing has been to change immigration policy, right?
Okay.
And that would favor our. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know, like our family, our friends, you know, people close to us. And I was taking at the beginning. I was taking this direct route of being an activist, being on the ground, organizing around that issue.
What do you want to change specifically, though? Is there anything that you want to, like a significant change that you want amongst immigrants or laws against immigrants? Or
In the federal level, man, I just want it easy. I wanted for it to become easier for folks to petition for their parents, to petition for their brothers and sisters and stuff. I mean, you shouldn't have to wait 10 to 15 years in Mexico in order to get even a what do you call it?
Visitor's permit?
No, even to go to Juarez and get get your
Cita?
Yeah, your cita. You know, it's just to be considered, and then you could still get rejected and wait longer and stuff. That's just a really messed up system.
Now, quick question. Let me backtrack a little bit. So, petition for someone, that means, like, es cuando alguien dice, like, oh, le voy a arreglar papeles a alguien.
Right.
That's what it means, right?
Yeah, sponsor
So,
someone.
so okay, so, because I know growing up, my parents were always like, oh, we're just waiting on Kenji or whatever, you know, or people, Mexican Americans or Mexican parents will be like, oh, we're just waiting on our son to get old enough to fix papers for us, you know, to make us legal, to make us residents, whatever the situation is. So what, for example, just so my listeners, who for those of you guys that are not aware or are aware, you know, I kind of want to just revisit this, you know, especially living in Aurora, heavily Hispanic community, heavily immigrant community. A lot of us don't feel safe, obviously, saying, oh, yeah, my parents are immigrants, whatever. But just kind of like I'm going to ask you kind of, I guess, hypothetical questions or certain questions. First and foremost, for example, let's say there's a 21-year-old or 22-year-old from Aurora, Illinois. Both of his parents are immigrants, right? Never caught in any criminal investigation or any criminal activity. The son is also a clean record, never been in trouble. What does he have to do to fix papers for his parents?
So, I mean, they're able to start the process.
And just to be clear, every case is different, right? Everybody is different.
Oh, yeah, I think this is a huge disclaimer, bro. At the end of the day, I think people have to seek professional legal help. I've been on the ground, but that does not mean whatever I say goes. It's not the freaking law. I'm not a lawyer, and I think it's really important that we put that out there right now.
So for y'all, don't take this fucking podcast and try to fix your parents' papers talking about Galaxy and Kenji and Too Skinny said we could get papers, so why the fuck are we being deported? You know, don't do that. But what does a kid have to do, I guess, or what does a young man have to do to fix his parents' papers? What's the first step?
Right, yeah. So, I mean, first visit a lawyer, and they'll start the whole process for you. And I think it's really important to actually have a lawyer that's truthful and honest from the get-go. Because I know stories where lawyers are like, yeah, we can get this done. You know, I'll fix it. At the end of the day, it's a lie. It's a fraud. It's most likely than not, people get screwed over, right?
Yeah.
And so if you get an honest lawyer from the get-go and tell you, hey, you know, it's possible, but your parents or whoever you're petitioning for might have to leave the country for X amount of years, instead of someone that's like giving you false hopes. I think the first step is to visit at least 3 lawyers, and then go from there. Like I said, every
Open that modelo, bro. Don't tengas miedo, güey. Abre la modelo. You're not on Fox News, bro. This is talking my shit. We don't give a fuck.
We 6 deep right now, bro.
6 deep in this motherfucking studio. Let's get it. And then what? Go to the lawyer?
Yeah, and then if you get the same recurring answer at the end of the day, just go with the one you think is the best.
Best for you, okay.
But every case is different, you know. Like if your parents have a visa, if your parents came in with the visa, it's completely different than if your parents came before 2001, and then even 1998, when 1998 Bill Clinton screwed over a lot of people and changed the laws. But it just depends. If your mom was caught and then deported, or you know whoever, it just depends.
Right, I got a quick question right here. Let's another hypothetical, right? Let's say my aunt, right? My aunt she tried to come to USA, you know, sometime along the years 1996 through 1998 or something like that. She was caught. She got deported. She got sent back. Then she came again. But the first time she was caught, she got sent back, and they told her not to come back for 10 years. But she came back before then and was able to get through, never got into any legal trouble. Sorry, let me burp.
Salud.
Let me burp.
Respira, güey. Respira.
Pat my back, bro. Pat my back. Like let's say, if somebody who's been deported, not ever been into any legal trouble after that, but somebody who's been deported before and they got banned for 10 years but came back before then and now wants to fix papers while being in the United States, is that something that's possible? Do you think that's going to be harder?
Unfortunately.
Again, every case is different.
Yeah, for sure. But from what I know, unfortunately, that's going to be a lot tougher, man. The penalty for them, they might have to leave the country longer because they broke the rule. I don't want to say law because it goes into some complexities that we can. It's gonna take longer than 30 minutes, and I don't want to bore y'all. But at the end,
I'm already pretty bored.
At the end of the day, like the penalty, shut your ass up, Tony. At the end of the day, man, the penalty.
You got Tony in the background. He's itching to shoot his gun. We're not letting him.
The penalty might be longer, man. At the end of the day, it might be longer than 15 years. It just all depends on the person.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's why I say consult with a lawyer, and then they'll give you a better reasoning. Mm-hmm. But if the person got deported and then they came before the 10 years, then they're gonna have tougher penalties for sure.
Okay, now let me switch it up a little bit. This is kind of the same concept, a little bit different. I'm just trying to give people options, different people, type of people listening. Let's say. For example, there's a person, right, 24 years old, 25 years old, whatever the case may be. He has a criminal record, not necessarily a felon, maybe a few misdemeanors, whether it be DUI or maybe a possession of marijuana or pulling out a BB gun at McDonald's drive-thru on Union Street.
Fuck you.
But has this type of criminal record, right? His parents don't have any criminal record, never been caught by immigration, never got into any criminal law trouble or whatever. Is it hard for a person with a record to petition for his parents who are immigrants but have never committed a crime?
So I have heard of about cases where like folks like that have petitioned for folks. As long I feel like as long as the undocumented immigrant being petitioned for is clean, I don't think there should be a problem. As long as someone paid their whatever crime or what have you, whatever you want
their time or their fees or their fines.
Right.
As long as as long as the immigrants are clean, right?
Right.
Okay.
But again, I guess it depends on the crime,
right,
and the type of representation.
How long it's been, probably.
The representation. God damn.
Yeah, it's okay. You were in ESL for a long time.
Yeah, bro.
So you stuttered. We knew that you were gonna stutter.
I was actually in ESL till 5th grade, bro, and then I got pulled up.
You still wear Barbados, right?
Yeah.
Because you kind of drool when you talk. I wasn't gonna mention it,
You're
but
right,
you do.
Bro. I do. At least I could breathe, though.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Hey, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Okay, that's why you cheat on all your girls. No, we're not cutting shit, bitch. Y'all niggas want to be funny? I could be funnier. Let's get it. No, let's get it.
I'm not saying nothing.
Okay. Anyway,
hey, why don't you introduce our Chins as Mrs. Still Your Girl?
Hey,
Okay.
All right, don't be bringing my nigga Chins into this. First of all, my homie Chins,
Mrs. Still Your Girl.
Oh my God! First of all, Chins has his own girl now. He's not stealing anybody else's girls.
That's why I'm here.
Right. Tony's here as my Chins backup.
You're getting loud, bro. You're getting loud.
I'm not getting loud. I'm not getting loud, bro. I'm just saying, Chins has a girlfriend now. He's moved on from the squad. He posted his girl on every social media network in the world. This motherfucker went back to MySpace just to post his girl. Motherfucker made Reddit accounts, fucking LinkedIn, just to post his girl. We get it, Chins, you cuffed. Anyway, I'm sorry, that was a little bit of jealousy and bitter that stuck inside of me. Let's move on with this. I got another question, right? So marijuana becoming legal as of January 1st, 2020 in Illinois, the state of Illinois. Tony's cheering.
Cállate, güey, ni fumas.
Oh, hola.
Ahora, hoy nomás.
Hoy nomás.
Órale, burro, contesta.
Anyway, so this marijuana is becoming legal, Number one, just because Tony, the gun enthusiast, is in the building. I know a lot of people have been talking about you have to pick between a FOID or a medical marijuana card. What is that about?
Nah, bro, I didn't even hear about that.
Okay, then you're useless. Next question. Next question. Now, this is a little bit more serious, more important. So, Tony, keep it down. I know. Stop slamming your head on the wall, bro. Real talk.
I'm I'm gonna interrupt you.
Te lo cico.
All right, come on. Anyway, I got my homie Tony in the back, man. You already know how you're rocking. Big McDonald's on your knee, vibes. We're going to end up the year strong. You know, we're about to get faded. We didn't break tradition. We got the politician in this bitch drunk as hell.
Hey, by the way, congrats, Tony, on that new truck. He drives it.
Congrats, Tony, on the new truck. And congrats on getting your license back, bro. You are a big example for me. I want to be like you soon. I want to get my license back soon.
Cut this shit out. Vámonos ya, Juan. Start the car.
Nah. Anyway, let's get back into it. So marijuana is becoming legal January 1st, 2020. Now, we spoke about the 40. You said you didn't know shit about that. But now, DACA recipients. DACA... explain a little bit what DACA is. I'm not really too familiar with it. I'm not,
So DACA is like ultimately like a permit which Obama, put forth in 2013, which granted a lot of folks from from a young age to the age of 29 or 30 to be able to be in the U.S. Without the fear of being deported. But it's really a tight process that you have to apply for every 2 years. You have to have a clean record. You have to have a job, and so on and so forth. Which it still has a lot of folks unprotected, and that's the kind of messed up part about it. Yeah,
because I remember when Trump came in office and he tried to cut the DACA shit. He was like, "All right, this is gonna end." There was a lot of protests. You actually were involved in a lot of that, and you actually, not gonna lie, you reached out for help and you asked me, "Hey man, I need your platform. Let's try to push this DACA shit forward." And I was like, "Yeah, man, anything you need, anything I can help, let me know." And then you said some bullshit. You were like, "Yeah, bro, we're gonna march around downtown." And I was like, "You talking about like march in a car or march on foot?" And you was like, "Oh, we're gonna march on foot." And then I was like, "You know what? I don't even know anybody with DACA. Send them all home." I'm just kidding. No, but I'm just kidding. But anyway, so DACA, the people that I know, a lot of close friends of actually, you know what? This whole immigration stuff, I was never really affected by it until this whole DACA thing came about and how they were going to cancel it, because a lot of my friends, a lot of people I know, close friends of mine, are DACA recipients. So they were actually very afraid. They didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know about their future. They were actually going to school. They were working with this DACA stuff, and then it was all going to come to an end. So it's kind of like their life was kind of fucking crashing down. So now I feel like it's been a little bit more calm, right? What's been going on with that?
So the courts have intervened quite a lot, and they have, I guess, to a degree, have saved the program. Have saved the program from Trump doing anything with it, and they're still. Last time I heard, the figure was a little bit over 800,000 folks protected on their end. And so on that aspect, people are still being protected, are still being able to have a job, be able to go to school. Thanks to the courts,
Yeah, thanks to the courts. All right, well, now I had a big question that came up with the whole marijuana being legalized shit. Can DACA recipients buy marijuana at legal dispensaries in Illinois? Even though it's legal in Illinois, I know it's still illegal on a federal level. What does that mean for DACA recipients?
So it's highly advised that they don't buy from dispensaries.
Just keep going to Julio and Cesar?
I don't know who they buy from, but I've never done drugs in my life. But
feel good.
It's highly advisable that they don't go, just because at the federal level, marijuana is still illegal, right? Yes. And if they ever want to move forward with being sponsored or seek that green card or citizenship, they can get affected by it in various different ways. If the agent asks them, have you ever consumed marijuana? Have you ever been to a dispensary? And you have that on your social media, they can actually go through your social media. I don't see this happening, but it could. At dispensaries, when you go in, they check your ID, they scan your ID. At the end of the day, if the government wants to get a hand of who's visited a dispensary, they can easily do that.
And use that against you.
And use that against you if you do have a case going forward later.
That wasn't me. I didn't fart.
Damn, bro.
No. Let's get
Tony.
Okay. That's good to know. So for all you guys that are receiving DACA, but you still want to get faded, hit up the plugs, keep the plugs in business. The plugs have been good to us so long. Let's keep them in business. Let's not let them run out of business just because dispensaries and corporate America is coming into our communities. I will still always support my local drug dealer. But moving on from that.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Move on. I got a quick shout out though I have to give.
You ain't giving no shout outs on this is my motherfucking show. Who the fuck? Okay, go give your shout out.
Now, if you guys want to follow a dispensary that's working to open up by a
Sir
person,
Alexander?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
so if there's a person of color, this is my guy. Follow follow the _Grove Aurora. They're working really hard to open up a dispensary here. It'd be pretty tight to have a dispensary owned by a person of color, and we gotta support our
One more time, his Instagram. What is it, Sir Alexander?
Sir. So the dispensary's name is gonna be The Grove, but it's THE _Grove Aurora, and then my guys.
We'll put on his social security too while you're at it, bro.
my guy's Instagram is _Sir Alexander _.
Okay.
That dude's doing a lot of things. He's been doing a lot of things for the community.
No, yeah, I've actually, believe it or not, I've actually DM'd with him a few times. He's a cool guy. He's actually talked to me about this whole marijuana dispensary. So definitely want Latinos involved in ownership. Don't want to give all our money to the YTS. So okay, let's move on a little bit from the marijuana. I kind of want to touch base, and also now that we're doing shout outs, I said I was going to give quick shout outs to the people that asked the questions. The first question that asked about. Oh, actually, I never asked you the first question, did I?
Nah, bro. You didn't even tell the story on how we got tight either.
Oh, I'm going to tell the story at the end. I just wanted to talk about the serious stuff at the beginning, and then I'm going to tell the story at the end. First question regarding impeachment and stuff like that. Giselle Gonza on Instagram, which I'm sure Gonza is short for Gonzalez. Or Gancito, one of the two. But I'm sure it's Gonzalez.
True. She's a cool person.
I know she's a cool person. She fucking listens to this. She actually booked me for the Wabanzi show, and me and her actually.
Hey, shout out to her.
We've actually become close friends, so shout out to her. Her question is basically regarding the impeachment. Let me read this. Sorry, I just read kind of slow. I'm dumb. But she's like, how can folks and Latin kings. No, she didn't say that. But she's like, how can folks get involved, and how can we continue to engage others, especially those who work in a nonprofit and have the platforms to get others involved? So how can people be involved as far as moving forward with this whole impeachment stuff and the next step to impeachment of Donald Trump?
Right. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter what you know. I know a lot of people were on social media were like discouraging other folks, saying, like now everyone I can't believe you don't know about this impeachment. We learned it in 8th grade, but it's like people are too busy keeping up with politics. At the end of the day, they got jobs, they got families,
they got drugs to do. Nobody, I can't listen to that.
And so, just say, it's just try and stay as engaged. It doesn't matter how much you know. You'll slowly get into the loop, and just call your senators. I mean, here in Illinois, we're lucky enough to have 2 Democratic senators that do support impeachment.
Well, I know that she's in charge of a few different organizations at Wabanzi. What can her and her organizations that she's involved with do? Maybe like organize events, marches. What is another thing that they can do?
Yeah, so I know she's doing a great job. Like she's been engaging a lot of folks. So shout out to you, Giselle. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's important to keep the conversation going, because a lot of folks are saying, well, it's going to the Senate now, and the Senate's not going to pass it, so it's pretty much said. As long as we keep having the conversation and we keep letting Congress know that we're interested, no matter how old you are, you can start at the age of 18. Other Congress folks being involved, it says a lot. It says that our youth cares. So, keeping the conversation going at our institutions, keeping the conversation going among social media is highly important, because then you never really know who you're going to motivate next, and people in different statuses.
Of course. Okay, good. Shout out to Giselle for the question. I want to give another quick shout out to Perla H, short for heroin. I'm just kidding. She asked the question about the dispensary and the fixing papers for your parents later. So I wanted to go ahead and give her a shout out for that. Other than that, did I ask that question? I didn't ask the question?
No.
Oh, okay, let me ask the question. I didn't ask your question. I swear I did.
You asked about DACA, bro, but...
Oh, okay, well, then let me ask this question, too, if you know a little bit about it. Yeah. Perla asked this question. If you're shopping from dispensaries legally and, you give them your information, later you want to arreglar papeles or petition for your parents. I know that we kind of touched base a little bit with the whole if you're a criminal before. So kind of does as far as the dispensary, does that affect you?
No, it shouldn't affect you in the sense that you're a citizen now. It more so affects
D. Damn, bro. Let it out, goddamn.
undocumented immigrant, I guess, or the immigrant that you're petitioning for to see if the agent's gonna see if you're a good fit or a good human for the process. I'm telling you, man, the process is all fucked up, bro, and we gotta change it. But yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's good. That's good. Let's all right. Let's I got one more boring question for you, and then I'm gonna tell people a quick story time about how we became cool. Dumbass bitch, shut the fuck up. Y'all niggas play too much. I'll shoot this bitch up.
All right, Tony.
Anyway, real quick, I know that earlier in the month they legalized those visitors' driver's license in New York for people, which have already been around in Illinois for a few years. Mm-hmm. I actually have had family who have those visitors' license, but there's been a rumor about this whole driver's license thing, saying basically that the immigrants that are receiving these driver's license, there's a lot of right conservatives and crazy, basically MAGA people that are saying, oh, now that they're giving these driver's license out, these people can vote and they can take our jobs and get social securities and all this bullshit. What exactly can and can't you do with this visitor's driver's license, the purple one, basically?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, man, it's really strict in the sense that you can't even use these driver's licenses for any as an ID. I mean, you can't even get to a club, you can't get into the casino, you can't buy liquor with it because it's not an ID. And so at the end of the day,
can't do bumps.
I don't know.
Just kidding.
What is that?
I'm just kidding.
Nah, bro. And so, you know, it's really like, it's really strict in the sense that they only made it for people to be able to take the test. I mean, the argument about getting them ultimately was to have more safe drivers and for people to study the road, to study the science, and for them to go through the process so we can have a more insured
roads.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, I've had my dad who tried to buy, I think he went to Pantry Liquors one time and he tried to buy liquor and he showed that ID or that driver's license and they were like, no, we need your either your matricula or your any other form of identification because doesn't work. So now there's these people coming out of the fucking woodworks talking about, oh, you can vote and you can do all this bullshit, which is all bullshit, right? You can't do shit with this license. All you can do is drive.
It's all these, like, at the end of the day, it's all these scared white people that, you know, I mean, they're scared that, like,
we're taking
growing.
over,
yeah,
right?
We're growing, bro. At the end of the day, you can't stop us, bro.
Right, fuck the whites. You know what I'm saying? That's how we rock. Big rocking, you know what I'm saying?
But they're scared, and they're just scared. It's all out of fear. They're talking out of their ass because of fear.
Yeah.
And you can't do any of the shit that they bring up, you know, it's...
Yeah. All right, man. Well, you know what? I think you answered all of my questions as far as the politician stuff goes. I'm going to get into this quick.
My boy Lázaro said some shit too,
Oh, yeah, he asked a question. He asked, ¿Esos son Reebok or son Nike?
Son Nike, bro.
Boy, those are not Nikes, boy. Them bitches bogus. You got the Jesus Christ sandals, bitch.
Hey, shout out my boy Lázaro, though.
And Jesus. No. Okay, shout out Lázaro. Damn, bro, you out here giving 6 shout-outs. Are you a fucking DJ?
Hey, you mad? Yeah, no, true.
No, I'm just kidding. Shout out Lázaro. Hey, anyway, next. Oh, so anyway, we're done with that fucking boring part of the podcast. If you learned anything, good for you. If you didn't, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Christmas is over. I still have diarrhea. Dude, I've had the shits like crazy this past few fucking days, you know? I fucking ate hella lasagna for Christmas, and I'm lactose intolerant. So unas pinches cagadas, bro. Like, ooh, bro. Ooh, Tony
también saca cagada.
Tony saca cagada. Nah, I'm not gonna put Tony's business out there. No, but real quick, how for people because people, as soon as I announced Juan was gonna be on the podcast, people were like, "Oh, that's cool. You're gonna talk about political stuff and shit like that." Which I took advantage and did talk about political shit, but in reality, you're one of the homies. You know, you're my boy outside of this whole ugly ass boy. You live in Arizona, boy. You lame as shit. Hey, what the fuck? How different? Hey, we're done with the politics. So if you want to listen to that, you can exit out. If you want to listen to bullshit, keep on listening. Hey, what's the difference between Arizona and Illinois besides the cold? You got bad bitches over there or no?
There's dry weather out there, bro.
Nigga, I didn't ask about the weather. I said, is there bad bitches or not, boy?
Bro, I've been working too hard. I know, like I haven't been able to venture out.
Sounds like it's a bunch of fat bitches out there. Anyway, me and Juan actually, quick story time before we get out of here. The way Juan's actually been in a few of my stories, but I've never really name dropped them like that. Besides the story of La Herradura. When I talked about how I went home after that night and we went to Pizza Hut, and after that we whooped the shit out of dude. Remember I told
Hell yeah.
No, you don't. Shut up. Shut up. Remember I told you guys there was Juan number 2 who we had to drop off at his house because he was not with the shits?
Nah, bro.
That is Juan number 2 right here. You was scared. You was scared. Why you ain't want to come fight with us?
I got it, dude.
What happened? What happened?
I got a clear story out, bro. First of all, I was with the shits, bro. When they pulled up to homie's house, I was in the back of the truck, bro. I was chilling. I was gonna be the element of surprise, you know?
Okay.
I was chilling in the truck, bro. And they had a 4 motherfucker. I was gonna jump out.
Okay.
And
but they had 6, so you didn't.
Nah, dude, his OG came out. What you talking about? Remember?
I would have whooped him too.
So then y'all were like, "Oh, this shit dead." So I was like, "All right, drop me off." And then Buddy went over to your crib.
And then
I was with the shits, you know. You just dropped me off. You dropped me off.
Drop me off because y'all finna fight.
Yeah.
Gay ass.
Anyway,
Anyway,
is that the day you broke that thing from Madera's?
No. So me and Juan knew each other because of a few different friends that we had, you know, mutual friends of a friends or whatever. But the day me and him actually got cool, we were at La Herradura. Now, this is a different story from that time. We were at La Herradura. Who the fuck did we go see? We went to see Banda El Recodo that night, right? Banda El Recodo y Los Recoditos. And we were at La Herradura, and we're drunk as shit.
We were like 8 deep that day.
We were like 8 deep, bro. Drunk as fuck. Juan, you brought your horse, right?
Hell yeah, bro.
Dumbass.
Tic-toc, tic-toc. Con mi burrito sabanero y camino.
Anyway, so Juan's up there, you know, we're drinking, we get fucked up. I kind of break up from the homies. I'm by myself doing my own thing. I don't know why, but I'm by myself. And I start talking to a group of like gangbangers, you know, we're chopping it up. And they're like, what's up? And I'm like, what's up? And they're like, hey, fool, you a king? And I was like, I was trying to fit in, you know? So I was like, hell yeah, I'm a king, bro. I'm a king, bro. Hell yeah. And they're like, oh, well, we not kings. We 2 6s. I was like, oh, shit. Like, we're about to get rocked. But they were like, no, it's cool. Don't even trip, dog. Don't even trip.
Y'all were from the same place in Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. So my parents are actually from Guerrero in Mexico, and they were from the same exact, like, town and city, or I don't know what the fuck, you know? But they're from the same place. So we're like, oh, it's cool if you're a king, because we're from the same place in Mexico. So I was like, okay, cool. So we chopped it up. We dapped up. Next thing I know, we're all drunk as fuck, having fun. Well, the guy that I dapped up with or whatever, out of nowhere starts getting jumped, starts getting whooped by some random ass niggas, and then they break it up. But me, all I see was the new homie get jumped. So I was like, fuck that. I'm not gonna let him get jumped. So I try to fight everybody, basically. I'm just trying to fight random motherfuckers, bitches, motherfuckers, everybody. And then security basically picks me up like the bitch that I am and drags me all the way. I'm telling you, estábamos enlodados, because it had rained that day, right?
Yeah.
It had rained, so...
Lo querían llevar con los toros.
Con los toros,
Se
bro.
parecía, pues.
Okay. Hey, Juan, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up. Dumbass bitch, I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so I got kicked out. So this is the first time I ever got kicked out for doing like dumb, reckless shit. So I'm getting kicked out. The security, well, that time too. The security, fuck you, dude. You're the reason I'm banned from Black Door. We'll talk about that too right now. No, so I'm at so anyway, I get dragged out of La Herradura, right? Then when I get out, no, you don't. Anyway, that's just kidding. Tony. And then, Tony, get close and talking to this mic. Anyway, so I get dragged out of La Herradura. Then my homie Juan and the other Juan who was with the shits and Chins and one other homie that we had, basically they all grabbed like one arm, one leg, and they carried me from the front door of La Herradura, or basically whatever, the back door, whatever it was, all the way to my homie's car, right? They carry me. Once I get into my homie's car, I'm so drunk, I'm still trying to fight. I'm stepping with my Timberlands with full of mud. All like my homies, they put me in the backseat of my homie's F-150, and I'm kicking the ceiling of his car, bro. Just leaving mud prints all over the fucking ceiling of the car, bro. Disgusting. Like that shit never came off. And my homie to this day doesn't fuck with me because of that. But it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, also, so anyway, that day was when me and Juan actually became closer. We became cool and we kind of messed around. And ever after that, like we've been real cool, even to the point where he got me banned from Black Door.
Nah, bro, you got yourself banned, bro.
Shut the fuck up, boy.
¿Quién te manda vestir como eso?
Okay, you're talking about vestir? You was at Black Door wearing white jeans, bitch. You a whole thot. Boy, you had white. You had white baby fat jeans on you, fag.
Somebody said he's using the same fucking Versace shirt you bought last month. Tú te duermes y amaneces con esa madre.
No peleen. Anyway, so I'm at Black Door, right? I'm with the homies. This fucking fool Juan is there with his homies that ended up turning their back on him. But he's with the homies and he's all drunk, so he's throwing gang signs at me, and I'm at Black Door. So I start throwing gang signs back as a joke, you know, fucking around. But the security sees my fat ass, and then he's like, "Yo, get the fuck out!" So they kick me and the homies out. But at the same time, they turn the lights on. So I was like, "Oh, they're just kicking us out because it's time to go, right?" So we all get kicked out. Then fast forward like 2 or 3 weeks, I had a big show at Ballydoyle. Big show, sold out, billions and billions of people showed up. But anyway, I had a big show at a Ballydoyle, and after the show, I had my crush at the time. She was there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna drop her name, Cynthia. But anyway, my crush is there or whatever, and I do the show. You know, it goes good, and we're like, oh well, let's get on bullshit. You know, what do you guys want to do? Everybody's like, fuck it, let's go to Black Door. Let's go to Black Door. I'm like, fuck it, let's go to Black Door. So we pull up to Black Door. You know, I pull up with my crush. Then my ex is walking in as I'm pulling up with my crush. You know, so I'm shitting on my ex all day long. I'm like, look, bitch, I got a new bitch that's skinnier than you, and then I'm walking in, right? They start letting all my friends in one by one. Boom, boom, boom. Then it's my turn to go in. They're like, not you. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, everybody's here because of me. Like, this is the after party to my show, whatever, you know, on some cocky shit. The security was like, nah, you can't come in. I was like, what? And then they pushed me all the way out after all my friends are already inside a Black Door. They're like, you can't come in because you were gangbanging last time you came in here. And then I remembered that you're fucking dumbass. I was throwing gang signs at you and you got me kicked out.
Bro, I was trying to say hi. I was just drunk. I didn't know what I was doing.
You were trying to say hi while throwing up the crown, bitch?
I don't know, bro. I don't remember doing that.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, but hey, it's all good. I'm back at Black Door, baby. That ain't no problem. I'm at back. Fuck all you. Hey, I'm back at Black Door. My homie, you're going back to Arizona, right?
Yes, sir.
Have a safe trip, homie. Thank you so much for stopping by the Talking My Shit podcast.
The plane crashes.
Whoa. No mames, se va a ir en autobús, güey. Anyway, your bus gonna pick you up at the San Diego Mall, bitch. Right there on Ohio and Galena, bitch. But hey, man, you guys have a great day. Thank you guys for an amazing year of support of this podcast. Please follow Juan. If you have any other legal, political, impeachment, any other fucking pregunta, hit up the homie Juan. One more time, shout out to Tony. He's in the studio with us right now. Even though he was too shy to get on the mic, he's bullshitting. He keeps waving his gun at us. I don't know why. One more time, big thanks to the producer, Jesus, who made it all possible this year. And we're going to be making bigger moves following year and continue to grow this podcast. So keep sharing, keep supporting, keep screenshotting, everything. Just keep fucking spreading the word. You know, we're growing a lot. And we want to keep it growing. So next year we can have, you know, maybe the president on this bitch. We don't have to bring in C-grade politicians anymore. Got it. Shout out my homie Juan, man. Where can my people find you at, man? Say bye.
Yo, Garcia Juan P.O. at everything except for Snapchat. Don't look me up on Snapchat. But yeah, Juan J. Garcia on Facebook. Yeah, thank you, bro.
Any more shout-outs, family, anything like that?
Nah, bro, mama, I made it. Estoy con mi amigo el drogadicto sin licencia.
Oh! Stupid ass. Hey, mama.
Wait, what?
Wait, if Juan's mom already listening to it, señora, su hijo es un corrupto. You guys have a great week. Follow the Talking My Shit podcast on Instagram. Follow 2skinny300 on Instagram. Follow the gang. Follow everybody, man. You guys been great. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Bye-bye.